So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 places that your money needs to go as a teenager. So if you're a teenager, you might have a summer job going right now, or you have a small business running. And if you're making some money from that, it's important that you learn how to manage it now so that you're able to manage more wealth as you get older. I saw this quote on Instagram once, and it said, if you can't manage $1,000, you're not going to be able to manage $10,000. And that really hit me hard because I realized that it's not about how much money you have or how much you make. It's about how you're able to actually budget that money that will really determine how wealthy you will be in the future. So that's why I think it is important that teenagers like myself learn how to manage their wealth at a young age so that they'll be set up for financial success going forward. With that all being said, let's get into the 5 places that your money should go if you are a teenager like myself. So the first place you should be putting your money as a teenager is towards saving for a car. If you already have a vehicle, well great, you're way ahead of the game, but if you don't, what I recommend you do is you look at a reliable vehicle that will get you from A to B. I don't recommend looking at anything sporty or fast. You'll have plenty of time in the future to look at something cool like that. For example, there are a lot of Honda and Toyotas for $3,000 or less on a place like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace that are super reliable and they will last you a very long time. I drive a 2007 Toyota Corolla and it has done me great so far. It hasn't had any issues and I've been able to go exactly where I want to go without having to worry about it breaking down. Another way you can buy a car intelligently is by getting the car cheap enough so that you could sell it for a profit or at least get your money back when you're done driving it. I really wish I actually did this myself. It's still something I'm considering for the future. If I get another car to flip, I would definitely use this method. So what you do is you look on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace at vehicles, and then you look up the vehicles you find on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace up on Kelley Blue Book. And Kelley Blue Book will give you the market value of that car or what you can actually realistically sell it for. So you're going to take that market value number and offer 30% less for the car than market value to people on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. You're going to be getting a lot of rejection, but you'll definitely get people who are really desperate to sell their vehicle. And hey, you could make a big profit by buying a car, driving it for a little bit, and selling it. This could be a great way for you to get into a car for cheap that's still really reliable and will get you to where you want to go. The next place that you absolutely need to be putting your money as a teenager is into investments. And you watching might be thinking,
what? Investments? I'm only a teenager. I don't need to be worrying about stuff like that.
well, you are wrong. The earlier you get started investing into things like the stock market, the more compound interest will be on your side, and the earlier you will become rich. It takes about 40 years of investing just $300 a month to become a millionaire. So that means if you got started at 15 years old, just investing $10 every single day, you would be a millionaire at the age of 55 years old. Whereas if you got started investing just $10 a day at 30, you would be a millionaire at 70 years old. So you get the difference there? 15 years. You could become a millionaire 15 years earlier if you just get started investing a little bit of money in your teenage years. To get started investing, just go ahead and ask your parent or guardian to open up a custodial brokerage account for you. Or if you reported taxes in the last year, I definitely would recommend opening something known as a Roth IRA. And this will allow your money to grow tax-free. The third place your money needs to go as a teenager is towards saving for future education. Now, if you're planning to attend college, you need to be prepared to save a lot of your income for future education. You should be saving at least 30% of what you make on a monthly basis for college if you're planning on attending university and you have to pay for it yourself. College can be really, really expensive, and it can cost up to $100,000 for just 4 years of school, at least if you live in the United States like I do.
Oh my God!
What I recommend to do to lower the cost of college is to look at a lot of scholarships while you're in high school. There are a lot of websites you can go on to really look at some great scholarships to save money on college. And another recommendation I have for you is to potentially look at a community college for the first year or two before transferring into a university. If you're not planning on attending a 4-year university or a 2-year university for that matter, you're still going to need a little bit of money to get started with whatever it is that you want to do after high school. So for example, if you want to be a realtor after high school, you're still going to need some funds to actually pay for your real estate license and the training required to get that license. Or if you're thinking about starting a business after high school, you're going to need some money to get that business started and off of the ground. So everyone, all in all, future education is definitely a big thing that teenagers should be saving their income for. The fourth place that I believe not only teenagers should put their money, but all people in general, is a savings account. Personally, I use a savings account as an emergency fund for my eBay flipping business. For example, last January, I had a scam happen to me on eBay where I lost about $850. So that's a lot of money for me. And I ended up using a little bit of the money that I put aside in my emergency fund to fund more iPhone purchases for my eBay flipping business. And that was actually able to keep my business profitable, even though I lost so much of my capital that I used for buying phones. So what I think is that all teenagers should save at least 10% of their income into an emergency savings account in case something goes wrong and it costs them money. The fifth and final place that I think all teenagers should put their money is in a checking account for spending. I think that even teenagers that don't have any living expenses should still be able to enjoy some of the money that they earn. I don't think it should be a huge percentage, but I think it's okay to spend 10% of your income. And for me personally, I try to put maybe $100 or $200 a month in a checking account that I just use to enjoy. I like to spend some money on things like going out with friends or buying a pair of shoes, so I don't feel guilty if I'm spending just a little bit of my income on things that I really enjoy. Alright everyone, with that all being said, I think that about wraps up this video. If you guys found this video helpful, please be sure to drop a like on it and let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much if you made it to the end, and peace out.